Hi everybody, welcome back to Sew Like Dotty, and today I'm going to talk about my April plans, which I've shopped from my stash for. So I feel like I'm really moving into springtime. I'm really thinking about what I'm wanting to make. And I think I had a clear picture about most of these. I think I've had them quite organised in Stash Hub, but a couple of them have changed my mind about the fabric. Been pulling out different ones, but that's what you do when you shop your stash, isn't it? It's like going to a fabric shop and seeing what you want. So I think it's time that I make in the Judy dress. I absolutely adore this pattern. I've been wearing one of my ones from last year over the last few days. It's been in and out the wash, and I thought, yep, I want to do this. Now, I prefer this in a viscose. I have made it in a lawn, but for me, a viscose is the fabric of choice, and I just make it as is. It's absolutely bang on. Don't put the pockets in, but what I love is the curved feature at the waist here, and then it goes out there. So it is a buffet style dress. It may or may not be your thing, but in the winter I've made little t-shirts and layered underneath it as well, but I feel like I'm ready for a new one. So that's the line drawings there. It does have a button down back, but I've just hacked that and I do it in one piece. I have done a facing in the past, but I've gone back to bias binding the neckline. So this is the one that I've been in and out of my stash, but I think I've decided this is a fabric that I got at the Knitting and Stitching show in Harrogate last November. And I know when I got it, I kind of thought, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I know I've got 3 meters of it. I know 3 meters of a fairly wide fabric, I can get that. So I can't put a link to this on because it was from Roy's Material World and they don't sell online. But it is this one just here. So it's a grey base, lots of different flowers. I feel like it's spring-like, bringing a bit of colour without being like too bright. I did have a red and pink viscose crepe that I pulled out, but then I kind of was drawn more to this one, and I think it'll look really nice as that Judy dress. So I'm looking forward to making that. The colours are very me, and yeah, as always, I like to chat, you know that, and I'm trying to slow things down a little bit. I've gotten a little bit of an announcement of something that's going to give me a little bit more time. I'll come to that a little bit later in the vlog. So yeah, I've not got any decisions on what order I'm making these things in, but I think now that I've decided this out my stash, it will go back into my stash. So that will be my 57 meters of fabric reduced to 54. Now that one's allocated. So the second one is one that I've recently made. I'll pop a picture of me in it, and that is the Lane Pants by Sid Graham. I absolutely loved it. The fit, the size, the rise, everything was spot on. This is the pattern just here. You can put combat pockets on it as well. So last year I did see somebody in a shop, I think it was a supermarket, who had a green pair of trousers on that I really liked with a white top. And I did buy this fabric from Jenny Stitches, and it was between that pair of trousers and a dress on Fibre Mood pattern that I'd seen made up in green. But I've decided to go with this, and it's a twill. I think it's a viscose twill. I have got a couple of different colourways in this, so I will put a link in the description box if it's not still available in this colour to a different colour. It's a thicker fabric to make those pants in, and I want to kind of see how they work in that thicker fabric. I think they'll look really nice, and I've got 3 meters of this, so I've got more than enough. And it's a little bit more warmer still at the moment, but I'm thinking the weight of that fabric might give them a little bit more of a structured look. So I'm just a bit curious, really. It's sat on my shelf for long enough. It's been there for a year, so I'm going to make those up in this. Now, green isn't a colour that I used to be drawn to, but I do actually suit it. It is in my colour palette, well, certain shades of green. But I was going to make a dress, but I definitely think having this on the trousers, I've got that idea of what I want. I keep looking at the pattern, but I've got an idea of how I want to look at it, and I'm feeling like this will be good. And if it's a bit too thick, it's fine. You know, the last pair were in viscose, quite drapey, and I'll probably make some more of those. So I did mention a white top that I saw, and it's kind of, you know, when you want to recreate the look. I can't even remember what the person's top looked like. Could have been a shirt, could have been a blouse, I can't remember. But I've got a shirt that I made last year. It's the Fibre Mood London, which is quite like a woven t-shirt, and I've made loads of them, but for some reason I was projectifying it And when I cut this one out, I cut it a size too big, and it feels like it wears me. So I just got this white Dobby from Boys, so I won't be able to put a link into that because they're not online. It's just a plain white Dobby. But I was a little bit worried that it would be too see-through, so I doubled up the front and the back. So because of that, I've got quite a bit of fabric in there. So I'm thinking, because I've also got this piece left over as well, which is, it's like 2 squares, I'm hoping I've got enough of that I can do this pattern here. I'll pop it in, which is from Tiana's Closet. So if you remember when I did my So Frugal vlog, I said that I was going to try to shop from free patterns before I went to buy any patterns. Now, I'm not a big, like a top wearer, blouses, shirts, they're not really my thing. I'm a dress girl, but I do fancy the look of this, and I want it to be something quite drapey. And rather than double layer it, because that felt too structured, I think I'd just wear like a white, like a jersey vest cami or something underneath it. So I'm hoping there's enough. If not, there's a Boys store near us, so if I know how much I need, they keep this in stock all the time in many different colours. You can get it all over, can't you? I mean, you can see it is quite sheer, so I will need something under the bodice. But I think it's a double yoke, and I'm not too worried about at the back, but more at the front, obviously, for covering up my bra. So I'll probably just will wear something underneath that. So you can see it's quite a wide sleeve, loose, very casual, could tuck in or wear over the top. I'd probably wear it maybe with a French tuck, like one tuck and out. But I'm thinking, yeah, I'll sort of do a toile of it in this, and then if I like it, I might do it in something else. I do love the striped fabric from the picture. I'll put it back in. But I've been looking for seersucker, because I love that fabric. And obviously, generally, it's striped. I know you can get it in different fabrics. But at the moment, everywhere just seems to have leftovers of last season's colours. So I can get it in red and white, and I could get it in grey and white, but I wouldn't get those. So I'm watching out for that coming out in a pale blue. And then I want to kind of replicate this pattern, because I think the stripes really show it off. So that's one of my fabric choices, and it is So April blouse month, and I will be doing a vlog on that. So my hope is that I've got some of the blouses and tops made up before then, so I can chat to you about that. Obviously, that is my plan. I feel like I'm giving the secret away. My other option on that, if I decide it's too sheer, is this fabric, which I previously made a skirt with. And this is a viscose from Lady McElroy. It's very soft and drapey, and I do think that would look quite nice. But it would go with the green, actually, so it would make a nice sort of combination outfit, because I think the green's similar enough that they would go. So that might be an option. I've got quite a decent piece of it left, but whether I've got enough to make, I don't know, I've got it clipped together, don't know why. What have I got? I would say I've probably got about 1 metre, yeah, 1.20 meters and some bits. So some of these bits where it's a double yoke, I could do the inner of the yoke in a different fabric. That wouldn't be a problem. So I might have like enough. Don't know, it's worth a try, isn't it? I like piecing things together, seeing if I can get something out of it. So I'm thinking that could be the same one, or it could be the next pattern. So that one was, I think that's the Basili, and I've forgotten the name, but I'll put it on the screen, of the next top. Now, one of the ladies on So Virtual has made this top, and it's quite in season, I would say, and I like the style of it. So this is the flare dress that's quite fastened up, but generally I don't like stuff that's too much around my neck. So with this one, it's got kind of the little ties that opens up. I can't remember the name, but I'll drop it on the screen. And again, it's a free pattern. Check me out. They're printed off, ready to go. Now, the fabric I was thinking of, I shared this on one of the So Virtual sessions. I got this from Jenny Stitches, and it's like double gauze, but it's single layered. So it's not quite as see-through as the other one that I mentioned there. And it's like a blush colour, so it looks quite a neutral nude almost, but it's a Dobby Gauze, I think it's called. Now, I love pink, but I don't think this kind of necessarily up here does anything for me. But what I'm thinking with this top is, because it's got kind of the gap here and a little bit open, there's going to be a bit more skin on show. And I think I've got maybe 3 meters of this. I'm kind of thinking I might make some pajama bottoms with the rest of it. Somebody did say about dyeing it, and I'm quite open to that, but actually I do like the colour. It's just whether it suits me. But I thought it would be worth maybe trying that top in this, because again, I think this would look quite nice with those green trousers, and also it would go with the black and white spotty ones that I've just made, as well as would that one. So I'm not aiming for a capsule wardrobe, but just things that would go together. And it's one of those fabrics that I feel nothing ventured, so even if I just use it for a bit of a twirl, see how it fits, see whether I like the style, and if the colour's not me, then that's absolutely fine. But I thought I would give it a go in that fabric just there. Now, there are a couple of things that I'm still kind of got in the pipeline that I'm going to come to, but I thought I'd share my bit of news. So when you see this vlog on Sunday the 30th, I will have told my group the day before that the 12th of April is my last day as a Slimming World consultant. I am officially retiring. So you might remember I kind of partially retired last year. So I will still be vlogging, and I will still be doing my Sew virtual sessions, but I'm completely sewing only. It's an early retirement, I'm in my late 50s, but I'm quite excited. Obviously, I know for some of the members, you know, change, it's not always easy, is it? So I don't want to sound like, oh yeah, I'm over the moon and bye. It's not that at all. But I am quite excited, and I think it's okay for me to be excited about like what I'm going to be doing next, and how my life restructures now. So I've got up at 6 o'clock for the last 8 years on a Saturday, and it's one of Carl's days off, but he kind of does bits to help me out on a Saturday, so it's been a commitment from us both. So we're looking forward to, I've done the role for 18 years, so we're looking forward to reclaiming Saturdays. Sunday I tend to do a lot of sewing things, so I'm either once every 3 months I go to Sew Toon on a Sunday. Once a month we've got our Stitch In Tyne at Tesco's social, and once a month on a Sunday I do my Sew virtual longer 5-hour session. So I've got quite a few sewing things on a Sunday, so we're kind of looking forward to doing things together on a Saturday, which might just be having a lie in and going for a little mooch somewhere, but it'd be really nice to have that opportunity and that time. But it also means that I've not got meetings, and I've not got calls, and I've got other time during the week where I'll have a little bit more time. So I'm not aiming to necessarily make more, I'm aiming just to keep slowing down my process. And I recently found a lady called Kate, whose YouTube channel is The Last Homely House, I think it's called. She's in Northumberland, which I'm really close to the Northumberland border, and she's got a really big, like 300,000 following on YouTube, so some of you might have watched her before. She does a lot of quilting and stuff, but I just love, when I put her vlogs on, I feel calm. And I quite enjoy sewing and having those on, even though she's making things that I probably wouldn't make. I find her process really fascinating. I find her really interesting. So that's what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to kind of keep slowing things down. I mean, I don't want to just, you know, I'm not ready to sit and have my cocoa on a night or anything like that, but I just want to chill a bit. So there are a couple of things that I started, and I deliberately haven't put pressure on myself to finish for the end of April. So you may recall I decided, well, I was kind of talked into it on Sew Virtual to do a bit of quilting sort of stuff. It was going to be a cushion, then it was going to be a mug rug, and then I decided to do some to make a bag. So I have started it, but I've not shared that with you yet. So this is the first piece that I've done. I just cut it into strips. I wasn't sure if to do it in a log cabin effect. So I think this is going to be the back, because although this has got a little, I was trying to keep it blues, this has got a little bit of pink in, I don't mind that. But I think this is going to be the back. I'm just going to make a bestie bag. It's a pattern obviously that I know, and I've already got a pale blue strap that I know will go onto there, so having it with interchangeable straps is working for me. But I found in my bag stash, I found this Liberty quilting fabric, which is the Wiltshire Berries. It's like a blender fabric, because that took more strips than I thought that it would, but I have still got quite a bit. You'll remember I sorted out my fabrics a few weeks ago, so using the blues, I've still got more than enough to do the other side and to do the piece on the bottom. And the piece on the bottom could be solid out of this, or it might be scrappy bits that's quilted. I'm just getting it everywhere now. I'll fold it back up again. I don't mind, but I'm going to just work on that throughout the month. While you're watching this, I am at Our Sew and Social on Sunday, and at the point where I'm recording this, I'm about to go to Baby Lock for 3 days, so I've not got anything cut out and ready. So this might be something, if I just cut some strips, I could keep going with that and just take my machine, and I won't need to overlock it then on Sunday, so I might do a bit more of it there. I am also thinking, now I might have mentioned this about doing some English paper piercing, because I feel like I want something to keep my fingers busy. So if we're watching TV and stuff on a night, I tend to have my phone in my hand. I mean, I am going through a bit of a cull of things that I follow and things that I don't, and yeah, in life in general, removing noise from my life. But I do have arthritis in my thumbs, so I think it's not a bad idea to keep my fingers moving. So when I'm on Sew Virtual, I don't like to actually sew, because I like to keep an eye on what's going on the screen, so I can keep asking questions, keep the conversation flowing. But I thought if I did some EPP, then I can do that while I'm on there. I can certainly be basting onto the hexes and things like that. Check it out, it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Now I'm not thinking of making a quilt, because if you know me, I'd start it and that would just be a forever project. But I'm kind of thinking to create pieces of fabric that I could then make some different types of bags out of, be it a tote bag or some like rugs to go under my machines, just little bits like that. But it'll take me a while, won't it? So I probably will be looking out for some quilting weight fabrics, I think. So you also might remember that I recently got some pre-quilted patchwork fabric, and I've hummed and hawed. Is that a northeast word? I don't know, but I've really hummed and hawed over what to make out of that, which jacket to make. So I've settled on the Flavia by Fibre Mood. I couldn't remember the name, I was just double checking it. Made it before, I know it fits. I've got this rolled up because it was taking up so much space. So this is the one that's from JYSK. It's £9.95. It did go out of stock. I know Emma was trying to get it from Sew Virtual, but it came back into stock. It's free motioned. It's not stitched together and quilted in the squares. It's printed in the squares, but it is all stippled as if it was free motioned. And I love the pinks and things here. But I do really want to kind of get some work done on this, because these are in style at the moment, and that wasn't a difficult pattern to do. It does have a facing on it up here around the neck, but I'm just going to use the bias binding, which I've took off, which is here, to do around the edges, and then the bottom of it just folds up. So that'll be something that I'm on with. But again, I think that might be something over the month that I just pick up and put down. But I wanted to kind of keep you updated, because I said I was starting it. And I think the only thing that I haven't done yet that I was aiming to do was an extra to March anyway, and that was the cream sweatshirt with the zebras or the tiger embroidered on the front. So I do want to say thank you to the lady who messaged me to say the tiger is very like the stitches are very close together. I don't know what the proper term is for it. So she said that probably won't stitch out well onto French terry. So thank you so much for that. I've got to say, I feel really dark in this corner today, but it's really sunny outside. I don't know why it's so dark. So yeah, that's my April plans right now. But obviously things can change, and I've got a new machine coming on Tuesday, so I'll tell you more about that next week. I probably will do an unboxing of it. So that's a new sewing machine that I've bought, and I've got by the time you're watching this, I'll have come back from Baby Lock. Gloria has gone back, so that's the cover stitch and overlocker that I've had on loan, the combined one. And I have come back with a Primo, or I will have when I come back, which is the cover stitch with the additional fancy top stitching. So as it stands now, I'm about to go on that course, so I'm really looking forward to playing with that, and I'll be telling you more about that. But as always, it's not a hard sell, it's just that I want to share tips and things with you, so there'll be more coming up on those as well. So I'm going to check out and say bye for now, and yeah, let me know what you're planning for April. We're all in different parts of the world, so you might be dealing with different climate and holidays coming up or not. Let me know what you're thinking about doing, and I will catch up with you really soon. Bye for now.